Moses apostrophe S and Ramses's. Okay, Exodus, Gods and Kings is a movie directed by Ridley Scott, starring Christian Bale, Joel Edgerton, John Turturro, Sigourney Weaver, Aaron Paul, and
Ben Kingsley.
Boom. It's a retelling of the grand story of Moses.
Okay.
The only difference is it's more adult. It has more of it shows the conflict of Ramses and Moses.
It's more realistic.
And it's more realistic.
Yeah, it's more like what really happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has that feel.
It has the science added into it. If it's still kind of science, I don't know. So yeah, it has all the plot points that you come to expect of a Moses movie. He's the stepson of Seti.
Yeah.
And he's always at strife with his brother because he's a better war hero. He's a better war general. He does his things correctly. And Seti loves the guy.
But the story is, from what I've learned, is that they're really close brothers.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So they're really close, but this movie takes a little bit of a turn on that, I feel.
Yeah.
They have that brotherly feel for a minute, and then it's just like...
Moses goes to Pithom, which is the Egyptian name for the city of Goshen, which if you read the Bible, you know what that is. And he finds out that he's Jewish.
What?
And, Egyptians aren't taken too kindly to them Jewish folk, so he leaves.
Yep.
Goes on a spiritual journey, comes back, and tries to free all the Israelites in captivity. This movie looks amazing, I would say.
Yeah.
Shot beautifully.
Yep.
Christian Bale kills it.
Yeah, he does really good. Christian Bale came out of nowhere again, and he's been getting so much better. This really is a Christian Bale movie. There are other characters in this, obviously, but it's really his movie.
Yeah, he's really on camera 90% of the time. Whenever there's anybody else on camera, you're not as engaged.
Yeah.
And that goes with all the cast. Even his brother, Joel Edgerton, Ramses, he's just not as interesting as Moses, but that just shows you how much more cooler Christian Bale is, I guess.
The plagues are really cool. It starts off with the alligators, and then the frogs and the flies and the locusts. It goes into it, and it looks really cool. I think it gives a realistic sense of what it could have been. You know what I mean? And it just, based on what we've seen before, with the Prince of Egypt. But then this is a more realistic, scientific version of what could have really happened or how it did happen. And going into that, the representation of, God in this movie,
being vengeful,
or like a messenger, it was really cool, a really good pro from...
They also showed the same scientific reserve when it comes to the parting of the Red Sea. It's not really a parting in this movie. It's just
more like a waning.
Let's go over here a little bit. And they show an asteroid or a meteor coming down to symbolize, to start the whole situation. And it was really cool to see all that.
Yep. Christian Bale was also really good, but the only other actor that really stood out for me was John Turturro as Seti.
Yeah, he was really cool.
And I've been seeing and reading that his performance is not very well received, but I was thinking, wow, he's the most realistic looking pharaoh in the whole movie. Let's go into the cons.
Yeah, this has a lot of cons, I feel.
This story is so long. Sometimes I was just watching this movie and I was just like, alright, let's keep going.
The first hour, or I would say actually 30 minutes and the last hour really work well. And there's a 30-minute gap after first 30 minutes that doesn't work.
Yeah, when he goes
to meet up with Sephora.
Yeah.
When he gets married and has his kids. First of all, you never really feel like he cares about his kids ever. Yeah. You don't really feel like he cares about Sephora. Yeah. And their sex scene is really awkward. May I initiate?
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was kind of awkward. That was really, really awkward. It was really flat in that time. And I just, I even went up and got up and went to the bathroom. And that's the second time I've done that this year. And I usually don't do that in movies.
Yeah, he usually doesn't.
The first time I've done that, so in a long time, was Gone Girl. Because the movie was long, but I had to go.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go. You didn't really, the movie was winding down at the point. But that's a side note.
Yeah.
On that note, though, Gone Girl was way better paced. Like, that movie was 2.5 hours long. It was like, zoop.
Yep, and I was like, no, it's over, you know?
In this one, it was just like...
So what bugs me is from learning everything that I've ever learned from as a child about the Bible and this relationship from the two brothers did not translate in this movie.
It didn't.
It felt to me like they were not even brothers at all. You know?
Well, they're not in real life, and that really was apparent.
Metaphorical brothers, I guess.
The movie wasn't able to make it feel like they were... They lived in the same house for the majority
of their life, yeah. They're obviously older men now, and, you know, when the movie starts, and then they just clash, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't work, and I don't believe it.
And also, Joel Edgerton didn't really work as Ramses, I feel. Like you said earlier, like, even in the trailers, it kind of gave it off, like, let's see who's more effective at killing. You know, like, stuff like that didn't really work out as, like, a pharaoh. This motherfucker should be, like, you know, Egyptian. I don't know.
Something, it just could have been a lot better. And then what also made me mad in this movie is Sigourney Weaver was credited as, like, a top-billed person, I guess, and she's in it for, like, 2 seconds.
She has, like, literally two lines.
Oh, two lines.
Yeah, it was like Ramses, Sigourney, and then Sigourney, there's your $1 million paycheck, have a great day. You said 2 lines and you're in makeup, good job. And I feel the same with Joshua. He has this thing in the movie Aaron Paul, he can't feel pain. That's never explained or taken anywhere. It's just like, he gets whipped once and he's like, oh, that guy can't feel pain.
And if you,
that's it.
If you watch the movie close enough, he goes, Mr. White.
Yeah, he says that about 3 times, actually. Yeah. He calls Christian Bale Mr. White, and you can see him walking off screen embarrassed.
Bitch! Yeah.
I mean, Joshua is the one that takes over the Israelites, and I don't see a leader in this man. So let's rate this up.
Let's rate it.
I'm going to give this movie 2 Red Sea partings out of 5. I would recommend it, but you need to disclaim it to Christian folk. No offense to Christians. That it's not a biblically accurate retelling. Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like Noah, where it's there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Noah is a little bit more obscure from the Bible, whereas this is a little bit closer, I would say.
I'm going to do 3 out of 5 Great Pyramids of Giza. I might as well do all 3 of them. Because this movie is good. You got Christian Bale giving it all he's got. You got Ridley Scott, who's been doing it. He just pumps out these movies, you know? And it's directed well, I think. But it's just... it's different, and it's worth a watch, but maybe you don't want to see it in the theater. It's good for the graphics, like the Red Sea and all that stuff like that, but it's just...
I would say it's better to see it in the theater, but a home viewing, you would have to prepare yourself. Like, I own Noah. I'm proud I own it. I enjoy that movie, but I don't think I'm going to buy this. Unless if it's like $5 at Walmart.
No, you know, I think this is one of those movies that I will buy, but it's not one of those movies that I will watch to get inspired from. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So that. There you have it.
There you have it.
Keep a lookout for a Hobbit review. It's on its way. It's walking up. Also, there's a thing up here that will help you subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Follow us on our favorite social media, and we'll tell you how it is.